Dusty here with Run Florida. Just want to come on here and tell everybody that these two interviews that you're about to see with Providence, we were trying something new. We were trying to do a whole team at a time, and there was some technical difficulties on my end. There was some audio issues. We had some kids that were dropping in and out, but it wasn't the Providence kids or coaches' fault. Um, it was hard to get everybody to do it all at one time, as you guys all can imagine. So I didn't want to not post these videos, but I did want to apologize for the quality, both in audio and with the kids coming in and out because of just the technical issues that we were having. But I hope everybody enjoys them. And here we go. Hey, everybody, this is Dusty with Run Florida, and today we have our first full team interview. We have the 2025 FHSA 1A Girls Team Champs. Uh, they were winning with the most exciting race of the day. They tied O'Call, and it went to the six runner out of Jacksonville, Providence High School. How's it going, ladies?
Good.
All right. I'm excited to have you ladies on today for multiple reasons. First, I've known Coach Jeannie for a really long time. I've been a timer since I don't even remember, like 2006. She's always been super nice at the meets, always has a smile on, and it's always a joy to be around her. When you guys had a track, when you guys got your track, I was a timer there for a couple of years, so I got to watch the development of that facility. Um, and it's just been really fun watching you guys come to my events. I put on the Florida Horse Park and Alligator Lake, and so I always appreciate Providence because they support my events often. Um, this is y'all's second championship. You guys had one back in 2011, and Coach Jeannie was just telling me, ironically, you guys beat O'Call in 2011, and you guys ran against them this year, and they were right there behind you. Um, Coach, how did everything kind of play out for you on Saturday? Was there like a strategy that you guys had, or was it just go out and do what you do?
Well, it's funny. We were kind of in the beginning of the season. I'm gonna go back a little bit. It was kind of rough. We had a lot of kids sick. We have a lot of kids that play club ball. We had a couple of kids that had sprained ankles. So I'm going to be honest, it wasn't good in the beginning. So I was always very worried. But once we finally started getting everybody racing at pre-state, I thought, we're not looking too bad. We're coming together as a team. And then district hit, and we got second to Oak Hall. And then region came along, and about that time, we happened to win region. Now, I definitely was not overconfident because I know how great Pensacola is in Oak Hall. I've known the Oak Hall coach for about 19 years, and what a great guy, a phenomenal coach. I very much respect him. So I knew we were going to have to run great. And that week, I had one of my number one girls get really sick, and she was out of school for 3 days. And I thought, oh no, because every person counts. So I kept telling the team it's going to be a team effort. It's not one person; it's all about the team. So that's how we kind of went into it. Everybody's going to be accountable. We have to have a great day.
Okay. When the live results were populating, were you watching those, or were you just focused on the team?
You're talking about like at the very end or in the
Yes, ma'am.
beginning?
Like at the very end, were you watching like the video board, or were you watching the results on your
Oh my
phone?
goodness. Well, okay. Well, I was there at the mile and then I was at the 2 mile screaming for the girls. And I'm going to be honest with you about that time. I said, I can't deal with this. I'm about to have a stress attack. So I went down to where the big board was and my daughter was there. And I'm like, I can't even look because the board was all over the place. At one point, we weren't on it. At one point, we were fifth. And I'm like, oh, I got to walk away. This isn't good. And then all of a sudden, O'Call comes up in Providence and we're tied. And I'm like, oh my Lord. So it was, I was excited, but extremely nervous.
Okay. Well, girls, it's your turn now. I'm going to ask you a couple of questions. We're going to start with Sarah. We're going to go down the list. So we're going to go with in order how you finished on Saturday. So Sarah, you're up first. Um, Sarah, you're a junior. You're a no-one runner. You finished 19th overall, 15th scoring. You ran a 1957, just shy of your best this season. I believe you ran a 1941 at New World, which is a flatter course, so that's really not bad considering state has the hill, and a lot of elevation change. Um, your times were pretty consistent all year. So my question is how how did you keep the consistency all year long? Because this season was longer than normal with an extra week.
So I would say that I mainly just kept consistent by like always going to practice and like trying really hard in our workouts. I did actually sprain my ankle in the beginning of the season and that put me out for about 3 weeks. Um, and so getting back from that, I just had to work really hard and keep pushing myself to get back to where I was. It ended up working out. So my
Okay.
time stayed pretty consistent across the board.
Okay. Um, did you have any personal goals set for this year, like at the beginning of the season?
Yeah, so going into the season, I obviously wanted to PR and get better than last year, but I also wanted to win states, which we ended up doing because after we got third last year, I think our whole team was kind of like, wow, we can actually do this. And so going into the season, I definitely had a goal of winning states, and being able to do that is pretty surreal.
Okay. Is there anybody you'd like to give a shout out to?
Yeah, I would like to give a shout out to my entire family because they've been my biggest supporters, but especially my grandma because she has always loved watching me run. She always texts me, calls me, asks how my run is going, and she was actually at the state meet when we won, and she was just as excited as we were. So,
Awesome, awesome. So we are going to move on to Maggie. Maggie was the second runner in the group, and Maggie is also the youngest runner. She is a sixth grader. She ran a 20:07 on Saturday, just 4 seconds off of her PR this year. I didn't see any TFRS results on your profile. Is this your first year running?
Yeah, this is my first year running competitively, and I've run in the past a little bit in elementary school.
Okay, and where'd you go to elementary school at?
I went to Manjanucks Elementary.
All right. Maggie, is there somebody you'd like to give a shout out to?
Um, I would like to give a shout out to my family for just being there and supporting me through this year.
All right, awesome, Maggie. All right, we're going to move to the number three runner on Saturday, which was Emma A. Emma is a freshman who ran 2018. She's right there at the front of the big group that runs between 20 minutes and 22 minutes. Emma, if you could walk us through your mile and 2 mile and how you felt, maybe what you were thinking when you were running.
Yeah, in the beginning of the race, I felt great. The start went out at a good pace. I went through around 5:49, 5:50 for the first mile, which is like my around goal pace. The second mile, it's always been something I've been trying to work on, so I definitely struggled during that race through the second mile. I fell behind a little, but then I remember seeing like Maggie and Sarah, and I remember them just giving me like a push, just like pushing
Okay,
through the pain.
okay. Is there anybody you'd like to give a shout out to?
Yeah, I'd like to give a shout out to Coach Jackson. She's been such a good coach since I started running in sixth grade, and she's just put so much effort and time into our team and led us to where we are now.
All right, that's awesome. We're going to move on to the number four runner. We're having a little bit of technical difficulties, but Katie, if you stay with us here, um, Katie Cunningham is a junior this year. She ran 2039. She was let's see, she was part of the group that put four girls under 21 for Providence, and I saw you ran 1939 at pre-state. The temperature was hotter at the state meet than pre-state. Do you think maybe the heat played a factor in some of the times this weekend at the state meet?
I definitely did that earlier for me since I was sick. I normally do good in this well in the state meet, but I think because I was sick, that kind of made me go a little bit slower.
Okay, all right. So it wasn't necessarily heat for you. You just had like a bug or something.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Is there anybody you'd like to give a shout out to?
I would like to give a shout out to Coach Jackson and Coach Matt for helping me just get better and planning really good workouts to help me get faster.
Okay, awesome. All right. We're going on to the fifth runner now, and that is Lisa Lofton, a sophomore who ran 21:33 Saturday. Lisa, I was the number five runner when I ran my senior year, and I always tell everyone the number five runner is the most important runner on the team, 95% of the time. I believe that to be true unless there's a tie, which we'll get to the tie in a minute. But the number three through five runners on a team is usually in the big pack of runners. Did you have to throw any elbows or make room for yourself when you were running this weekend?
Definitely at like the beginning of the race, I feel like I did because I like have a hard time getting out personally because like you said, like it's like the big group right there. But usually after like the first like mile, I'm like always by myself, which kind of sucks sometimes because it's hard to push yourself when you're by yourself.
Yeah.
But after the first mile, no, I don't really have like too much trouble.
Mm,
It's always in like no man's land.
okay. All right. Would you like to give a shout out to anybody?
I'd like to give a shout out to Casey Davy. She's usually like with us, but she got hurt this year at the end, like right before district. She got hurt, so she wasn't able to run with us at the end of the season.
All right. Well, that's sad. Hopefully she gets better. Um, so we're going to move on to the sixth runner. And the sixth runner this week was our MVP from Providence. Her name is Lila Frady, a sophomore with 5 years of experience. Um, let's see. You were the deciding factor, Lila. Um, 5 points separated you and the O'Call girl for the tie for sixth place. So, have you ever been in a tiebreaker situation before?
No, I've not. In all my years of running, like you said, 5 years of running, I have never been the tiebreaker. I've never seen that on this team personally.
Okay. Well, congratulations on being the MVP. You were
Thank
the
you.
winning component on Saturday. Is there anybody you'd like to give a shout out to?
Yes, I'd like to give a shout out to my friend Lily McCoy from Episcopal for letting me borrow her spikes when I forgot mine at home.
Awesome. All right, we're going to move on to the seventh runner, which was Addison Hatcher, also a sophomore. Addison ran a 23:37 on Saturday. The race with O'Call was so close that if a few things happened one way or the other, it could have went to a seventh place, having to break the tie. I looked at the numbers, and if that would have happened, just so you know, you guys still would have won, but only by a few points. So, um, what for you, like, how did it feel running in the hottest part of the day there at the state meet?
So that definitely wasn't my best race of the season, but I think that just shows like how important teamwork is because when one teammate isn't having their best day, all the others pull through for them, and that just like shows how important it is to like have a team.
Absolutely, absolutely. Um, so this is kind of one for everybody. Um, when did you guys realize that you guys were the official champions? And was there hugs? Was there high fives? Was there tears? Was there like, I'm glad it's over? Like what was going on there?
Um, I remember I was like this random
I don't know, because
told me,
I feel like when I came off the line, I thought we got second, so definitely was a little
yeah,
like defeated. And then someone like came over to us and tell us we were getting interviewed, and
mm,
then I was confused. I didn't know what was happening, and then he was like, "You guys won," and then we all just started like hugging each other and like screaming. It was just
Yeah.
like a really happy moment for all of us, I think.
And
yeah.
what were you
When I
saying,
like got
Lisa?
off the line, I like I didn't have my best race at state, sadly, but when I got off the line, I like was in like complete tears because I thought I'd lost it for us. And I was like walking off, and this random lady came up to me and she was like, "You're Providence, right?" And I was like, "Yeah, I am Providence." And she was like, "Well, we need an interview of your team. Do you know what your teammates are?" And I was like, "Why do you need an interview? We didn't win."
So you thought it was like a cruel joke? She was coming up to you
Yeah,
like, "We need to interview you for the next place."
I thought we were getting interviewed because it was like, oh, like you were the team favorite and you didn't win.
I gotcha. Well,
I
that's
just
awesome.
yeah.
What's that?
Sorry, I just kept like remembering when we all got off the line, we were all together and they asked us over for the interview and we were like, "Did we win? Did we win?" They were like, "We just need to interview you. We just need to interview you." And we
Yeah,
were
they
just
were
standing
fun.
there and we didn't know if we won and they were about to interview us. They didn't tell us until a couple seconds before the interview went live.
And that completely changes how you're going to have an interview too. Because if you're thinking I didn't win, like you're probably like, oh man, like. But that's still awesome. Um, well, thank you, ladies, and Coach Jeannie for coming on. I really
Thank you.
appreciate it.
Thank you.
Again, congratulations to the 2025 FHSA 1A Girls Champions. I wish you best of luck during track season or any other sport that you're playing, and hopefully see you guys back next year running just as strong as you did this year.
Thank
Thank
you so
you.
Thank you
much.
so
Thank
much.
you.
You're
Um,
welcome.